Hi. In this video, we are going to discuss about Power Apps. As we all know, increasingly the importance of requiring Power Apps is increasing day by day in the field of IT. Especially this Power Apps is powered by Microsoft Corporation, wherein this Power Apps is the one which majorly used for us to reduce the development cost to the people, whoever is working in the field of application development. In that context, today I'm going to show you how to build an basic blank application which is required for Power Apps is what I'm explaining to you. Right. So in this, we need to create an blank application which can be created by us. So that I'm just creating. You can see here there is an option called create. So where we have to create a blank application. So usually this blank application will be for three things. Either it can be created because even Power Page using this Power Pages websites can be created. At the same time, this blank application for Dataverse can be created. At the same time, a Canvas application can also be created here. So in today's video, I'm going to explain about blank Canvas application. This is what it was, where we have to create it. So application name, I am mentioning it as online banking. It's not online banking. I'll name something relating to something like food application, right? So food delivery app. Right? So this is what I was just mentioning. It is called food delivery application. What is the name, right? So table I'm creating, right? For the purpose of the table, all that stuff. Here create, click on create. Wherein once it is once we are clicking on it, this is how it was. Wherein it will ask us some suggestions if it is required or not. Otherwise, we can give it no. So later, what is that we need to do? If you want, we can increase the resolution screen here. That is one thing can be done. So once the resolution screen is created, so here we have to add the data, whatever the related and relevant data do we have and all. So the data can be added according to that. At the same time, if you want to create any kind of screens or something like new screens or the kind of themes or the kind of background colors, all these things can be created here equally. So I'm selecting as something relating to a blank layout, or else there are some templates are available here, whatever the templates required and all everything. So the in this templates, what is that I'm selecting is an option of layout I'm selecting, where in this layout option, I'm selecting the blank page. You can see here, blank page, all that. Blank page was created, right? So this is what generally the blank page, what is that I have created here and what is that I have mentioned. So once we have mentioned it, so that we need to insert, right? So whatever is required, so you need to mention about whatever is related for you, right? So if you want to create any kind of text tables or if you want to edit any kind of form, at the same time, if you want to create any kind of text inputs or any gallery related, all that stuff has to be. So first is about date picker, right? So this is what generally the date picker was, where date was mentioned using, yeah. So this is where generally the date picker is. So where date was mentioned here, you can see there is a date which was mentioned here. Now, if you want to display mode and all everything, if you want to disable it or if you want to view, so that we can see, right? So this is where we can see that. Otherwise, if you want to edit something, we can do that. Or else if you want to disable, you can disable. But as far as mine itself is concerned, I'm just clicking on view, right? So this is what it is needed. Now, if you want to create any kind of image file to be fitted and on all everything can be done equally. Or else usually this is how it looks like, right? So this is where generally the date was mentioned. For a followed by this, of course, if it is really needed for us to increase the size, right? So all these things, padding, all that stuff, or colors. If you want to create any kind of colors to the existing ones, where you can see there are some colors which can be changed here, right? So different colors can be changed upon. So of course, I'm using blue color for that. This is what generally I'm doing. At the same time, we can increase the font size, wherein I'm giving 16 as a font size here. Right, so 16 is the font size I have given, so that it will have some clarity over when you are working on something, all that stuff. Now, I have given the date. Now, for example, if you want to mention some button, so here you can see there is an option called button, where the buttons can be created upon. You can align this way, no problem, right? So you can create some button here, wherein this button information, whatever is relevant and all everything is what is required. So for example, there is an option called insert button, which was created by me, right? So just created an insert button. So here you can see there is an option for text table, right? Insert button was created. Whenever there is something we have done so far, what we can do is that we can click on insert button. So for that purpose, generally this insert is being used for. So this insert, we are not doing any kind of changes in that. This is the button we are doing it. And we don't have any requirement for us to add. So there's something like, if you want to edit something or if you want to change something, where you can see, right? So we can simply add the colors, all that stuff, right? So this is what one thing we have to do, right? So this is where generally insert is all about. Now, this is a text table where I'm taking whatever the text table we have. So this text table can be created, right? So I'm just writing something, okay? Welcome to Food Delivery. We are here to serve you the delicious food of your choice, right? So this is what I have written, right? So this is where we have written, right? So here you can see, right? So this is, assume that this is a welcome note, right? So welcome note for this page, right? So welcome to Food Delivery. We are here to serve you the delicious food of your choice, right? So that's what I've just written. Next, followed by this, we want to edit a form, right? So if you want to edit any kind of form, something of that sort, this editing form where we have to do like this, right? So, right. So if you want to connect, if you want to add any kind of data to that existing ones, all that stuff, or if you want to add any kind of models, or if you want to add any kind of data, right? Activities, right? So what are the activities you want to extract? What are the activities we want to connect here? So these activities can be taken if you want to have any kind of data to be connected with. So for whatever the data is related and required, so that data can be taken and part here. Right, so the data can be taken. If there is any requirement of the data can be taken out. So this data can be taken where we need to edit the table. So table editing is required. So this is where generally these activities and all everything are being used for. Right, so we need to select the existing columns, right? So all these things we have to select here accordingly. So followed by this, whatever the subject of editing columns, right? So right, whatever the columns do we have, right? So here is the information you can see. This is all the information which is available, whatever the information is required and all everything. Wherein if you want to edit any table properties here, so we can create. So this is, there are some primary columns was mentioned here. Followed by this property information was mentioned. So where in property information, I'm just clicking on save. It is loading. Just wait for a minute, right? So yeah, so property information. And now if you want to click on any kind of rows or something like that, if you want to add something of your choice, right? So or else if you want to edit row, for example, this is what generally the row which has to be edited, which has to be selected first, and whatever the system error information we have selecting here. So this is where generally the information was, right? So, right. So this is where generally, okay. Right. So this is where generally this information is being seen here. So this is where generally we do it. At the same time, if there is any kind of refreshing pages, do we have all that stuff? So this refreshing pages can be seen here equally, right? So what are the pages refreshes can be done, all that, right? So for example, if you want to mention any kind of data or something like, right? So where we need to connect the data, or if you want to add the data to the existing repositories, what we have, right? So table names, or if you want to create any kind of table name for that, right? So table name for, select that restrict, right? So restrict, 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 right? So select the restrict is what generally the table name which was created. Right, so select the restraints, right? So this is where it was. Select the restraints is what I have just given. So wherein we need to enter the text. For example, I'm just mentioning, right? So of course, I'm not writing any restraint here, but this is all for you to understand it, right? So this is 18 plus mode. It was, see here, for example, right? So VCD, something like something. I'm just writing it. Okay. Which I did, right? So some restaurant names, like I've just taken some names, some alphabets and all everything I've taken, not the restaurant names. Okay. This is what I have just selected. Now, if you want to create any kind of column or something of that sort, here we can create a column where whatever the data types and all everything is created, where we need to click on this close. So here you can see there are some table, right? You can see here, right? So this is where generally the tables information which was created, isn't it, right? So this is where generally that what are the tables we have created. You can see this is where generally the tables and all everything were created, right? So this is where you can see what are the tables I have say created, right? So what are the, yeah, right? So yeah, you can see here a list of restaurants which was already created here. This is one of the table which was created by us. So this is what the table I have created. So where in this table is what generally we are using of, right? So if you want to select any kind of restraints or something of that, this is where generally this has been added, and this has been used for this purposes, all that stuff. Along with that, if you want to create any kind of applications in reference to the pages, whatever we have, right? So in reference to the background colors to be changed or something of that sort, right? So yeah, I'm just selecting, right? So this is where generally we have taken, where if you want to create any kind of information which is something related and relevant, where whatever the data we have taken, right? So how are we taken the data? So what are the informations to be selected, right? So here, yeah, so whatever the data was created or whatever the data was taken. So if you want to insert and all everything, where this insert can be done, we have added the restraint, whatever the restraints do we have and all everything that can be refreshed it. We can refresh it. Right, so it is refreshed, right? So this is where restraint details and all everything were added to this. At the same time, if you want to create any kind of screen, like if you want to create any kind of split screens, all that. So where the resolutions and all everything, I'm making it a bit lesser so that you can see here, right? So two different screens can be created. So this is all generally a Power Apps is being used. This because of the Power Apps, the major advantage is that whatever the development time, development cost, which development team usually using for preparing all these things and all everything will be reduced using this Power Apps and all that. So this Power Apps is slowly picking up now. People were using across industries for different requirements and all everything they were creating. So this is what and how usually this apps creations and all everything is all about. In the next video, I'm going to discuss about few more things relating to the website creations or something of that sort using this Power Apps and all everything that I'm going to explain in the next video to you. For more information, you can reach out to the contact details, which will be posted in below to this video. Thank you.